Hey there, my name is Anton and today we'll be talking about e-commerce. More specifically, I want to focus on e-commerce implementations. Seeking efficiency and great experience for their already created big audience of customers, companies want to deliver best experience. So our topic is storefronts. Storefront is the new stage in e-commerce development. I personally think that it doesn't matter which platform you placed your bet on. In general, goal is to deliver best possible customer experience while keeping business operations efficiency, cutting unnecessary costs down to be able to compete, keeping margins while servicing your customers. However, on that path, even if we will make an obvious choice to take tech as our ally, we'll face a lot of challenges. That's why having ability to keep as much control of the situation as possible around tech-related topics in your e-commerce is the key. Different stages require different platforms, and everything I'm covering in this presentation is not universal cure, of course. So let's quickly iterate through them. Early stage. Here nobody cares about customizations and presence. At this stage is about product and audience and direct communication. So sales take place on Instagram or on some basic platforms like Wix or Squarespace or Etsy. Growth stage is usually required to obtain own place to put the brand into. So companies have their own domain and decide to go with Shopify or something else while not having much time and funds, using standard themes and investing heavily in promotion, ads, SEO, social media and marketing. When traction is gained, here is the most challenging time kicks in because amount of spending is growing, revenue is growing, as well tech needs are growing too. And while tech is supposed to optimize costs and reduce spendings, on a long distance, any mistakes would be very expensive. So most of the companies still decide to stay on platforms, but making another costly mistake by not changing behavior they used to from the previous stage, keeping using only platforms and plugin, can actually cause those costly mistakes. I can't talk much about enterprise level because we wasn't worked for enterprise clients in B2C e-commerce, and I can't tell a lot. So from what I'm observing, it could be either enterprise platforms or something top-notch, expensive, boxed, proprietary S&P-ish like software. Okay, let's zoom into the options for growth traction stages. On those stages, companies usually choosing one of the options mentioned on the slide. Platform plus theme, pretty straightforward. All is fine until full bucket of challenges is coming in, like new browsers or glitches in old browsers or performance optimizations or SEO issues and so on and so on and so on. While platforms itself help to bypass a huge layer of other issues, there are some complications still around. Platforms plus storefront is the subject of this presentation, and I'm a big fan of this approach, so I can tell that everybody should do this. Great thing, great decision. Actually, it depends on which storefront you've chosen. Obviously, you should choose ours. But essentially, separation of concerns is always better, and in case you will want to migrate to another platform, it would be easier. Open source plus something, plus custom code. Usually it goes, it's almost ready, let's just hire a freelancer, he will add some last touches and small tweaks and we're ready to go. Great thing, it will explode. Usually chosen because of the low cost. Yes, it will cost low, and it will eat money slowly with small portions. It's still a viable option, and you just need to keep in mind that full cost is still ahead. Fully custom code is a fork from the open source plus custom code option, but is more related to some wild use case of highly configurable products that possibly can allow purchase of a boxed solution or whatever. So it have worst things from all options. You should do this in case you have your own developers, you have on-site team, or you are super rich. I don't know. Well, you saw a bunch of options with word platforms. Software is eating the world, and specifically SaaS, on the promise that they will take care of something and we can focus on what we do best, earning money to pay bills they're sending us. There's a couple of them, Shopify, Ecommerce, and other, who offer hosted SaaS shopping cart solution that takes care of basic thing, product catalog with ability to run checkout and manage orders. Oh, and one important thing, specifically Shopify becomes popular because they created very fast and nice hosting with robust content delivery network and friendly for developers marketplace that allowed them earn money on the Shopify customers because engine itself doesn't have any features. Like literally almost everything requires a separate plugin. Maybe going custom code or open source plus custom code is better option? Well, not so much, because then you own everything, including choosing a hosting company, installing and maintaining and DevOpsing and whatever else also. And this hell never ends. Okay, so what we have, on one hand, it's a platform that probably gives us a peace of mind but don't contain much functionality. On the other hand, never-ending suffering. Let's assume you're choosing to go with Shopify plus theme and plugins. And most funny part is that suffering will start pretty soon, because instead of paying a lot upfront, you will find yourself stuck in endless dead ends caused by not fulfilled requests from your SEO team, paying for a whole bunch of plugins that store your data no idea where for each small thing. The theme will become super slow and performance will be super low. Shopify is popular and it's cool for its simplicity for somebody who starts early. But if you will go to their support forum, you will read about a lot of pain actual users have on day-to-day basics using this great platform. And it's unavoidable because amount of new ideas, new changes, the pace of how SEO evolving or new designs being created is not possible to keep up with. And even more, Shopify realized that fact and they released an API and actively promoting an idea of headless e-commerce everywhere to actually unleash their business customers and allow them to build whatever experiences they want to build using custom crafted storefronts on top of their platform. So there is no sense to wait or risk using shady plugins that stop working or store your data no idea where without possibility to export, dump or migrate it. Deal with not optimized themes, burn funds on SEO without ability to build more pages on exact roads and landing pages your SEO agency is suggesting to create. Since even platforms like Shopify and BigCommerce heavily promoting headless e-commerce, storefront and decoupled approach is the most efficient option to get best from both worlds. Let's take a look on the storefront example. First, what I placed, and I would say most important, is the ability to craft a custom integration with apps which doesn't have integrations with that specific platform you've chosen to use. This way you can integrate your store even with something super exotic without waiting when it will happen. Full freedom to craft custom experience for customers. Unleash your marketing team, your designers. Let your brand stand out. Sky's the limit. You own your data. No more lock. Because plugins stored your data somewhere, now you only can export some of the fields and not all of them. And it reflects into the ability to move to another platform more easily. You know, startups are being accurate or closed, or your brand can outgrow the platform and would like to move forward. Okay, let's sum up benefits of decoupling your e-commerce. So while default Shopify toolbox is enough for smaller companies, especially at the beginning, you will quickly realize that there are a lot of things missing while you can't give up on the comfort of not having headache about orders and payment processing, as well as content delivery and mastering hosting. Personalization, much more personalization. Standing out is very important. With Storefront, you are able to easily customize and personalize, make decisions, iterate quickly through ideas about your designs, attract and make a difference. Using Shopify Headless API through your own storefront, you are able to ensure that the experience is incredible on any device user is using to open your store on. Tweak your marketing with split testing. Split testing is also a part of Headless Commerce. So you can ensure that conversion rates are high whenever you build something new. To sum up, you're able to easily customize and personalize with Storefront on top of Shopify or any other platform, gather data, make decisions, and iterate super fast. You can scale faster by building necessary integrations. It can be your ERP or CRM, it can be literally anything. Better SEO because of faster loading time, better SEO because you have full freedom of the URL path you want to create, better SEO because of full freedom of what data attributes and additional content you want to render, you actually able to render. And it's easier to migrate to another platform. How is that? Since we talked about advantages, I was required to put some disadvantages, but I really squeezed myself to add this slide because there is no disadvantage. Headless is a pure gold. But let's take a quick look. I think that those disadvantages are actually about hiring anybody for any sort of custom software project. So this potential agency or team lock, if you would fall in love with the agency, you will keep them around and they will drain the budget on and throw you away when your bank account will be completely dry. But let's be honest, it will happen anyway because you will need agency to run ads, to make marketing, and to build the shop in the first place, so whatever. Complexity around ongoing maintenance, it's there, but it's there for literally anything. New iPhones are coming, new screen sizes are too, and browsers and macOS, and everything is changing. So everything is super fast changing. And by the way, Magento 1 end of life is in 3 months. Everything comes to an end and should be maintained. Here we smoothly came to the point of end of life and go out of business. It happens too. Businesses are being accurate or closed, or accurate and then closed. It just happened with everything and everywhere. Shopify can be accurate or closed or bankrupt suddenly. It's even more important to be able to migrate easily from platform to platform, especially because of that. Bad execution. Yes, it can be executed bad. To solve those things, we should simply reduce so-called buzz factor and maintain documentation, do monitoring, create common understanding across many people's minds, not just a couple of them, because people are quitting their jobs too. Nothing new or sensational. But I kept one sensation till the end of this presentation. Ta-da! Our super incredible B2B storefront. Well, now it's pretty much B2C, just pretending being B2B because we want to include also B2B features into it. But it's fully integrated to the Shopify and super fast loading, feature packed to make best customer experience, and as I know, looks best from all the storefronts I personally saw. And I made sure to not watch any of them to make this statement valid and truthful. I would be happy to catch up on a demo call and walk you through the possibilities of this beast and explain more. I can say that we as a team working on software development projects more than 10 years, and present on California market since 2015. Have successful case studies in high volume commerce and in general high lot projects is our target. For the demo purposes, we purchased a template from Theme Forest to show that any sort of generic theme would be super robust, working without any black magic tweaking. Again, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed and I wasn't too boring. Talk to you soon.